Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose and welcome to your tarot reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. Check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. If this one doesn't, catch your drift, catch your storyline, you have other options. And if none of those work, then it just wasn't your week. I didn't get your message this week, sorry. But we are grateful for the accurate message we are about to receive for Sagittarius. All right, so Oracle of Mystical Moments, can you give me an intuitive vibe of where we're going? I hope we're going someplace good. I feel good. I'm happy. I do personal readings. I just did a personal reading right now. I guess that's why I feel really happy. It went really well. I felt really good about it. It felt really clear and wonderful. And so, all right, Sagittarius, what else we got here? Okay, we got these two things. We got the sun and clouds out here doing their own thing. Change of seasons. So big changes in your life, outside, external changes. We've got a lot changing. Everything's changing. I don't know why life does that. It's like everything changes at once. Like I keep thinking, like, can we like get some sort of situation here where, you know, when I change relationship status, I don't also have to move at the same time and then possibly get a different job. Like, why does all that happen all at once? It's just the structure of life. And that's what this is. Like, it's just the structure of life. Everything's changing. You're moving, you know, and we have these seasons of our life and you're moving to the next season, or leveling up, as we like to say. You're going to a new season of your life. You're heading into a new one. And you're being calm. You're just watching it happen. You're watching it all happen around you. Under my umbrella, as these changes are happening, you're being extremely protective of an idea, a wish, a dream, something a little bit magical that you don't want to let go of. You don't want to have it get wet, or you don't want to lose this, or you don't want any harm to come to this. So this could be an idea and a dream and a vision. So even though your life is changing, there's something that you would like to protect and keep still. And I always get the idea that this is like a novel or something. Like somebody's like, you know, the cliche quintessential American novel that someone's like protecting, like that kind of dream, that kind of idea that's big, and that you know, a lot of people, even as they move through the changes of their lives, they like still have these dreams that they're holding on to, something that they'd like to achieve and accomplish, and you're being very protective of it. You're not, these changes aren't going to touch that. No way. Okay, Moonology. Here we go. What's our accurate message for Sagittarius? Moonology. What's our accurate message for Sagittarius for Moonology? What does Sagittarius need to know this week? Nothing. Sagittarius apparently needs to know nothing this week from the moon. Moon's got nothing to say to you. Come on. Okay, Moonology does tend to be a little bit picky. I think the messages are so direct. It's sounds funny, but it's true. The messages are so direct. It really doesn't want me to have any weird idea. I don't know. That's how I think of it. All right, you got 3, so nothing and then half the deck. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards. Believe in the impossible, Blue Moon. So, that's exciting. What more can we say to that? Believe in the impossible. I don't know if you should necessarily be envisioning the impossible, because I find it so much better when life surprises me with something. My vision was saying not possible. That's what it is. How can you envision the impossible? Your vision's saying it's not possible, and this is saying something that you can't even, that you don't think is possible. It's possible. You might not, you might think it's so impossible your brain doesn't even go there. You don't even think about it. It's so impossible. New moon in Aries, it's time to take action. So Aries, very action-oriented, fiery, belligerent, stubborn. I know my daughter's in Aries, so time to take action. Very action-oriented, very moving forward. You're starting something new here. And, you know, you've changed seasons in your life, so you're starting something new. You're starting out on this new path. Maybe you're very protective of this new thing that you're starting. And this is saying it is time to start. Oh, yes, because oftentimes when we start something, there are so many things in my life that I didn't even try because I was like, but it's just impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. How could that ever happen? How could I be so lucky? How could, if I wrote a novel, how could it ever be published? Like, who would read it? It's not possible. And this is like, you have to believe it's possible and understand that what you think is impossible could actually happen. And this is it. And so as a meditative practice, I actually started buying lottery tickets about once or twice a month, just to remind myself that somebody does win the lottery, and it is possible, and it does take some amount of investment. I mean, it's like a low dollar, $1 investment, but I'd never been a lottery player. My family's not very anti-gambling, you know, no dice kind of thing situation. Not my parents, but my ancestry is like, you know, no dice, no cards, no nothing. Pool table apparently was fine, but so this is like, if you don't believe that it's possible, sometimes we don't even start. And I think this is really encouraging you to, like, this idea you've been carrying around for a long time. It's change of seasons time, and it's time to get going on that, because what you think is impossible is not. It's possible. Anything's possible, right? Like, the most random, horrible bullshit crap happens to people. Like I was saying, like, you know, you break up with someone and then you lose your house and you got to find a new job, and all of that happens at once. So this is like that same thing is like, you know, you didn't think the bad shit was possible. Why can't you take that over to the good shit, to the thing you wanted to start, to the thing you've been sitting here thinking like, God, but you know, even if I did finish the novel, how would I find a publisher? How would I believe in the impossible? Because you're being called to start something, take action, begin something. And it's been on the table too long, and part of the problem has been your lack of faith in that it will ever go anywhere. So energy is gaining momentum. So yeah, I feel energized. I'm gaining momentum, but energy is gaining momentum. So you're gearing up to this thing you've been very protective of. You're gearing up to do it. It's just been an idea so far, but now you've got to believe that it's going to happen, or that it could happen. At least, you know, the lottery. Did I ever buy a lottery ticket thinking, I know that today I'm going to buy the lottery? No. I did not. I just needed to understand that it's a possibility, that good things can happen to me. Random good things can happen to me. And that was like my way of showing my faith in that, and that I believe that random good things can happen to me, or that good things can happen to me anyway. I believe it enough to buy a lottery ticket once a month, you know? That's how I started to change my belief that nothing good could happen to me, and to make committed steps towards that. Okay, ethereal visions. So for Sagittarius, we have past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. I need to reorganize this deck because I got confused in my shuffling, and now everything's kind of upside down and backwards. Oh my God, I haven't seen this card before. And this deck, in the weeks I've been doing this deck, I haven't pulled this one, I don't think. Okay, Four of Wands. This is in your past. This is our leveling up. Some people view this as a marriage card. This is the 1111 card. The marriage card, the union card. So maybe you recently got married, or maybe you recently got engaged, or maybe you just recently leveled up, you know. Things changed, you bought the house, you got the promotion, some season in your life changed, and it was a positive change, and it leveled up. It could have come from some sort of internal work you were doing. But it was right in the right timing. So a massive change. It's a big leveling up. It's not a tiny little thing. It's a pretty big leveling up. Seven of Swords, your present situation, conflict has been averted, but only by someone being sneaky and non-communicative. So our swords are communication, ideas. Someone took all the ideas and ran off with them, and that's how they won. And so the conflict never actually got like worked out. You've postponed some kind of conflict. There's been some sort of sneaky behavior. Conflict's been postponed, or someone attempted to avoid it by, oh, I'll just steal everybody's swords, and then nobody can fight anymore. And then, but everyone still like needs to work it out. You need to work it out. So some sort of like, some sort of conflict has been aborted, but not worked through. So something was I want to say something was quit without any real resolution. It was just kind of there was some sneaky behavior, some running off, some stealing, maybe some running off. This is in your present situation, so this is coming in as a warning that if hopefully you're not the one being sneaky. Nobody that watches my channel would be being sneaky little thieves, but this is a warning. This has come in as a very serious warning for me in my own personal readings that someone was trying to, and they were. So so anyway, so this is a warning for you. You need to be looking around at the people in your life. Don't get paranoid, don't get suspicious. But if there's someone that you already know you can't trust, this is like, yeah, you can't trust them. You already know that. You already know that. It's your, you know that this is an enemy. They're labeled your enemy. You know that. So this is like, it's not a surprise to you. It's someone on the other side of whatever you're dealing with, someone on the other side of this. It should not be a surprise to you. But maybe they've taken your ability to communicate or your ability to do this thing, or action is required. It's time to take action. Action's required, and somebody's coming in to like prevent you from taking action. In your inner landscape, you have 8 of Cups. You feel like there's something better out there for you. You feel like you have maybe a lot. These 8 cups, you know, why can't you be happy with 8 cups? Like, because you can't. Because your heart is calling to you to find these other 2 cups. You know there's 10. You know there's 10, and your heart's calling you because you know that there's something more. There's something more that you're supposed to be doing with your life. There's something more fulfilling than what's going on right now. There's something more. Maybe you're having a midlife crisis, because this season of change is midlife crisis. And I don't mean like midlife crisis as like it's stupid. It's normal, and it's probably healthy, and it's probably, I believe it's just part of our psyches and things that we go through, because if everyone's going through it around the same age, how could it not be like a biological function or a function of just chemistry and brain, whatever. Like, so you could be doing that, but you're definitely like, this what is right now is not enough. Maybe somebody outside my situation is like, that should be enough. You've got a beautiful wife, a beautiful house, 2 beautiful kids, a beautiful dog. You know, you've got what you need, but there's something inside you that's still calling you forward and moving you forward. It's not a settled matter to you. Your happiness isn't settled. It's not. You don't have everything that you wanted or everything that you needed out of life, you know? You're on a quest. You're on a quest to find more. At issue is this 10 of Pentacles. Old family money, family legacy is creating a problem for you. It's not benefiting you. It's not feeding you. It's not giving you what you need. You could be this, I think of this as like, you know, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to cut you out of the will. That kind of control using family money. It could also be like family belief systems, family structures. There's some sort of inheritance, either an inheritance of ideas or an inheritance of actual money that's actually creating a problem for you. Maybe you don't feel like you can haul off on your own little vision quest here, because you're going to get cut out of the will if you don't do, you know, or if you don't keep working for your dad's company. What are you going to do? Or if you don't, you know, there's been a lot of changes, and it's time for you to take action. And something that's preventing you from taking action is some sort of family inheritance issue, either of ideas or of, you know, like, we don't do that. We're accountants in this family. We don't haul off and write novels, okay? So some sort of belief system like that you've inherited from, that wasn't yours. You didn't earn it. It's not a homegrown belief. It's probably unexamined, probably something you don't even know that has been affecting you your whole life. Or maybe you do know. I mean, but it could be something unexamined. There's so many family beliefs. I'm still discovering, you know, family beliefs that affect, and not to blame anybody, but, you know, when you know better, you do better. So I'm still discovering, you know, family beliefs that have affected the decisions I've made in my life, and and that kind of thing. So this needs inspection. Some sort of inheritance issue needs inspection in order to allow flow to come in. In your environment, you have 7 of Cups. I should look at these before I... Yeah, baby. I can't believe I didn't see that before. Okay. Yeah. All right, 7 of Cups. In your environment, you have some sort of toxic energy coming through here that's threatening to knock your emotional stability for a loop. Somebody isn't what they seem. We're seeing this with here. Something's not what it seems. It could be, since we're talking about family, it could be that, you know, your mom loves you. Your mom loves you. That's just a fact. We all know that. But a lot of moms don't. Some moms don't. And not love in a way that's like functional and healthy for the other person, you know? So it could be somebody that's supposed to be playing a role for you, a supportive role, a healthy role, but they're sabotaging you. That's what I'm seeing. This is a sabotage card. Someone's trying to sabotage you. You're seeing that in your present moment. In your environment, you have someone who's not who they seem. And there's a very dangerous energy threatening to topple your equilibrium here. And somebody here isn't what they seem. They're wearing a mask. So maybe this person was like, oh, mind if I help? I'm a little page. I can help sharpen knives and swords, I guess is what they're called when they're that big. I can help sharpen your swords. But they're actually from the other camp and they're here to steal all your swords, right? So someone here isn't what they seem. So you're getting 2 warning cards that someone in your environment is harming you and does not have your best interests at heart, no matter what they say or no matter what technical role they play. They don't have your best interests at heart. Now, this isn't to say going around being paranoid. I don't want you to be paranoid. You probably already know who this person is. I'm not even getting a denial card here. You already know who doesn't have your back. Well, except for they're wearing a mask. So it's probably someone who has a label of someone that has your back, like a parent or a spouse or maybe even a mentor of some sort. It has the label of someone that's supposed to be having your back, but they don't. They're actually creating a lot of emotional instability and havoc and are a bit of a monster. In your environment, but who doesn't have a relative that's a bit of a monster, or somebody in our lives that's a bit of a monster? But this is just calling your attention to that energy, and this coupled with this card, I'm thinking it's somebody from your family that's supposed to be supportive and is not. Page of Swords is your to-do list. Whew, you're supposed to wield your truth. Okay, so this is a knife. This isn't a sword. It's a play sword, which is a knife. You're supposed to wield your truth a little bit cautiously, a little bit timidly. I don't know that you've spoken up about this before, but you're supposed to be testing the waters about speaking up. Testing the waters about bringing your truth into the situation, bringing in some gentle, tentative communications maybe, but you're supposed to speak up. The sword is about truth. The page is about learning, youth, maybe not quite knowing what you're doing, but you have to start somewhere. You know, there's that saying, like, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well, but that is such a stupid thing. Like, yeah, once you're really good at it, do it well, but it shouldn't keep you from trying new things, trying new ways to communicate. And sometimes that can be really weird to try a new way of communicating. Like, but I've always interacted with my family with this. Well, and you're always going to get the same results you've always gotten unless you switch something up, bring in a new communication. You may not be confident, but this is saying, even if you're not confident, even if you're not clear on what you're bringing in here, bring it. Bring whatever you've got. And look, she can't even look at it. She's like, I got this. You know, but do what you can. Do what you can now. Bring in the communication you have. You may not have much expertise, but bring in the clarity, the communication that you do have right now. So work with what you've got. Learn more. This is about learning also how to wield your intellect, learning how to think things through, learning how to communicate. So this is asking you to learn how to communicate your truth. Learn how to learn something. Just learn something. No, this is about learning your communicating very clearly and bringing what you have to the situation and being willing to learn more about how you speak, what you're thinking, how you work with your thoughts, that kind of thing. Being willing to be a student, being willing to be a beginner, beginning again. Like, okay, maybe you've inherited some weird thoughts and weird ideas, but be willing to begin again if the situation requires it, and relearn some things that you thought you already knew, but relearn them better this time without the baggage. Because we're changing seasons, we're protecting a dream, and this is talking about wielding your vision and your communication. So here's what I was smiling about. We have this possible outcome as this 10 of Swords, or this 10 of Cups. You go out looking for these 2 of Cups. Somehow, this beginner's process here, beginning mind, being willing to become a beginner again on this quest, brings you these other 2 cups, this full emotional fulfillment. Believe in the impossible. So you're gaining momentum. You need this. It's time to take action. Is to me synonymous with this 8 of Cups. It's time to go towards something that you want. And this is encouraging you to believe that it's possible. We've got it twice here. Believe that it's possible. Go towards this thing that's calling you, this thing that you want. And you have to have, you don't have to be like stupidly like, it's definitely going to happen. I know, because nobody knows. But you got to believe that it's at least possible, that good things can happen to you, and that you can be successful, even if this dream, even if this is a little bit of a, it's like dreaming on this moon, and even though it seems like such a pipe dream, and that you should be happy with what you've got, you're not happy with what you've got. Go for it. It's possible to get everything. It's possible that you can get what you want, and get what you're dreaming of, and get this thing that you've been protecting for a long time. All right, Sagittarius, that was a ride. That was a wild ride there. So thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. They're encouraging to me. I like that. And also they, raise the profile of the channel with the algorithms and help other people find these messages, which are hopefully helpful to everybody. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.